Here we go. Hey, good evening, everybody. My name is Rich Sharp, and welcome to our weekly show. We call it Tournament Horse Racing. It's brought to you by Broke Guys Handicapping. Here's how it works. We've broken the horse racing calendar into four separate tournaments, and each tournament consists of approximately 10 racing days. We pick four races from each of those racing days, and we compete against each other for prizes. We have four horse players. Well, tonight we only have three, but normally we have four horse players, and each player will make a mythical $2 win place bet in each of the four races that day. We simply measure who wins the most money at the end of a given day, and whoever wins the most money wins that race day. The horse player with the highest, well, I guess with the most amount of money won after 10 weeks is the winner of that particular tournament. At the end of the year, we're going to have four individual tournament winners. We're going to have one year-end champion. That's based on the total amount of money you won for the entire year. That's how the tournament works. It's now time to introduce you to our horse players. I am going to start all the way out on the East Coast. He's my good friend. He lives in Staten Island, New York. Ray Torado, how have you been? You know, post Belmont Derby, but before Saratoga, must be a kind of exciting time in New York.
I don't see Ray's video.
Did I lose Ray?
I
All right.
just have his name up there in a box.
Yeah, we may have Ray may have succumbed to a technical difficulty there, so I will swing over to the other man who's talking there. He's actually the newest member of our horse racing family. He's my friend. He is my neighbor to the north, and he's from Menifee, California. Steve Newsom, how are you doing, my friend?
Oh, not bad, Rich. Not bad.
Yeah, I haven't seen you since all the way since last night, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it was
kind of give you an idea as
it
to
was a
the
whole 24
pro
hours ago.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
proximity. I did get a question about this, and since someone did ask me and things like that, I will tell everybody the reason that you often hear me talking about being in between Steve and Joe is I live in Murrieta, California, and I just mentioned the fourth player or the fourth tournament horse player that we have here. His name is Joe English. He lives down in Temecula, California. He's again going for that Father of the Year award tonight. He is at, I believe, his daughter's dance recital. So good for Joe. Let's see here. I don't know if I can stall for any more time. We actually have used up a little bit of our time there, and I see that Ray might be having some technical difficulties. He looks like he's gone to a gray screen. It may be because he just doesn't want to see last week's results or what the year-end path is looking like so far. So uh, I'll give him credit for ducking out at the exact correct moment, but as soon as he gets back, we'll go ahead and bring him back into the troop. Uh, what we'll do is we're going to go back and look at what happened last week here on Tournament Horse Racing with Broke Guys Handicapping. And we were playing, if I'm not mistaken, at Monmouth Park out there in New Jersey. Nice stakes day with an all stakes pick four for us there. And
Oh,
as you can see, yeah, I did manage to secure the victory once again. I got a $16.90 total. Nothing eye popping. I got a couple of favorites, as you see there, and then a favorite who actually, Hot Rod Charlie, who ended up actually finishing second. But that was enough to beat out Ray, who finished second, as well as Steve. And we will go ahead and we will take a look at what it looks like here in the Triple Crown Stakes, is what we call it. This is the Triple Crown tournament. And again, we've got two tournaments counting tonight left. So we're down to just Belmont Park and Churchill Downs. I thought about wearing a number of different hats, but as you can see, this headset isn't really help you when you're wearing a hat, because I did just get a hat trick. I've got 3 wins in a row. Steve, as I told you
well,
last night, it all started at Evangeline Downs.
yeah.
And as one who gets to schedule a lot of these tournament races, I promise you guys we'll be going to Evangeline Downs next year. What might be even more interesting is that over there on the left-hand side of the screen, after 3 victories in a row, I've managed to pull myself all the way from last place. At one point in time, I was down there in fourth, and I am just barely there ahead of Ray. And as you can see, after 8 tournaments and 32 races, basically $8 separates the top three people, and that's how it goes on tournament horse racing. We've actually had
Yeah,
we've
it's
actually
tough.
had yeah we've had a tournament that was decided by about 25 cents one time. So this isn't anything exceptional. But yeah, we're down to an $8 difference. Again, congratulations to myself for picking up the that third victory in a row and kind of nosing ahead. But we've still got a lot of racing left. And to be honest with you, with the way he picks horses and the way he actually likes to go for long shots, Joe really isn't out of it as well. He's just $53 behind back there. While he's handicapping at the daughter's recital. So We are going to move along. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is. Let me just check that. I think I was looking at the schedule a little bit earlier this week, and yes, that's correct. During the Triple Crown series, because the racing is so good there at Belmont Park, we ended up with three races or three different tournaments there at Belmont Park. I'm trying to remember what the other races were that were available to us. This card did not turn out to be maybe what we were all hoping it to be, but nonetheless, it is Big Sandy. It's the closing in on the end of the meet, and they are just getting ready to go ahead and go to Saratoga. So we will go ahead and let me go ahead and bring up the form for Belmont. There it is. I was looking for it there in my little toolbar. For those of you, if I seem like I'm being a little klutzy tonight, unfortunately, I've succumbed to one of those very common problems that we have out there in the technology world. My primary PC is actually on the fritz. It's got a fan that's out, so I am using a backup PC. It used to belong to my son a number of years ago. So if I look a little foggy in the picture there and things like that, has nothing to do with my drinking activities earlier tonight. And if anything doesn't seem like I'm quite handling myself here and like that, I am kind of working on a little bit of a different PC. But I don't believe have we gotten Ray back just yet, Ray?
Yeah,
Steve?
yeah, yeah. I don't hear his audio though. Maybe he's on mute.
Right. Okay. There you go.
All
There
right,
you
you can
All
hear us,
right.
Ray. All right.
Everything froze before. I don't know what happened.
go.
I mean, I've been here, but I lost you guys. But
All
I'm
right.
back.
A real quick
Well, we lost you though, so
Oh yeah. Oh.
since you're in this race as well, Steve. Make sure. Wait a minute. Where am I? PC is freezing already. Excuse me, Ray. I did take that last tournament, and that was there at Monmouth Park. And then this is our summary for quarter one. I pointed out to
Mhm.
the folks the first time about $8 separated the three of us. So uh, here we go. It is race number 7. We are at Belmont Park in Elmont, New York. We're actually on Ray's home turf, so glad to have you back, Ray. We're going 7 furlongs on the turf. The purse is $50,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races. And your morning line favorite is here in post number 4, Brazilian Air, trained by Thomas Morley and ridden by Javier Castellano, is 5-2 on the Belmont Park morning line. And Ray, because we're in New York and we've only got one New Yorker on the show right now, you're going to get to go first.
Well, I would love to be there tomorrow. I mean, I actually will be 15 minutes away in nearby Queens, but I'll be at a graduation party, so I'll be able to smell the horses, but I won't be able to be there live. But we got the phone app, so uh, yeah, we got pretty decent races here. What's this? A 7 furlong on the turf.
7 furlongs
Yeah,
on the turf. Yep.
yeah, $50 claimers. Um, I went with a little outside horse here, number 7, Cousin Andrew. I'm hoping that this be the second time at this level for Cousin Andrew. 50,000, 9 wins of 2. So none of these horses have won 2 races. So he's been fortunate to have raced 11 times and been in the money 7 times with 1 win. So he's been
Mm.
close. So I'm hoping that maybe he can get that second win. The blinkers on. Linda Rice had a good meet, and she goes back to Lascano, who gets back up aboard after Camusha rode him to a nice second place finish in the same condition. So I go with cousin Andrew, 7-2. Hopefully, he can get a nice little stalking trip outside and catch the speed. Going 7 furlongs on the turf. So cousin Andrew for me.
Steve's going to back you up.
All right. I'm going with the 5 vocalize. Probably no surprise here. Flavian Pratt's on board, the best turf jockey in the world. Don't know much about the trainer. This horse won his last time out at Belmont, so familiar with the track. So yeah, figure 3-1. If I can get Flavian Pratt at 3-1 on the turf, I'll take it.
And I know you're not familiar with the trainer, but are you familiar with the trainer that he was claimed from?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I did write that down too. Right, yeah, Todd Fletcher. Yeah, yeah,
One race ago, you wouldn't have any problem
yeah.
with him.
One race ago, no. I wrote that down. I forgot to say it though.
All right. And I'm going to finish this up. We got a little diversity here. And again, Joe is not going to join us tonight. I don't even have his picks. Ray had mentioned we may see the Englishman by the end of the show, but we will see. So I'm actually on. Does anybody know how I got to high school for about 2 years? I rode a moped.
Aha.
And yeah. So
Nice.
this horse had my eyes already started, but it's Jeremiah Englehart and Jose Ortiz, so it's not exactly like the horse himself is a moped, although Moped Dennis has a ring to it. He is by Carpe Diem, again, a 3-year-old. Um, shows up at Aqueduct. So all dirt races there at Aqueduct for a Carpe Diem, who first turfers is 9%. Carpe Diem was a very fast sprinter himself. All against state bred maiden special there at Aqueduct. And now finally goes ahead and tries the turf for the first time, which makes you wonder what were you waiting for. But you've got turf after winning at Finger Lakes. So couldn't get any wins there on the first 4 tries there at Aqueduct. Instead of taking the drop down to the maiden claiming level, which is what some of the other horses did, Steve's vocalized that was how that horse broke its maiden. So instead of going down to the lower level, goes down to the lower level track, but stays at a maiden special weight. There at Finger Lakes in a 5-horse affair, the horse does show a good tracking ability, and then just draws off and blows them away. Finishes winning by 7 lengths. And I'm thinking by being by Carpe Diem is going to like the turf quite a bit. And Jeremiah Englehart, even though he's just 7% that first on grass, I didn't give much. I didn't give much due to that. I was looking more at Jose Ortiz climbing aboard, and they are 29% together. So I was Moped Rich at one point in time, and I will go with Moped Dennis. All right, and we're going to go ahead and we will go ahead and move along to race number 8. This is the lone stakes race that we got in this particular card. And I will tell you, folks, before we go into this one, for a 4-race sequence, this was probably as difficult as we got for Broke Guys Handicapping, despite the fact that we were doing Preakness Day and Kentucky Derby Day and Belmont Stakes Days. We only had the one stakes race, and we've got a few races in here that were very difficult. The Mother Goose was not one of them. They're going a mile and a 16th on the main track. It is the Mother Goose Stakes. It's a Grade 2. The purse is $250,000 for filly 3-year-olds only, and your morning line favorite is out here in post number 5, trained by Brad Cox and ridden by Florin Giroux. Juju's Map is the even money favorite here at Belmont Park. And Steve, you're going to kick us off here in the Mother Goose.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the 2, Venti Valentine
Oh, nice.
or Valentine, whatever. Yeah,
Oh,
5-1. I get something with a little bit better odds. I'm not sure what happened in that last race. I meant to see if I can find it online, but I didn't. But looks like got checked hard and fell off. So, but has been in the money first or second every race prior to that.
no, you're right. Actually ran into trouble. That's the Kentucky Oaks, so that's the companion of the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
It looks like had some kind of major she had some kind of major trouble there into the first call, and that was the end of the race for her.
yeah, yeah. So, but you look at the speed numbers in previous races, definitely should be competitive. So
Yeah.
I'll take the 5-1.
I went just a little inside of you. I went to, Todd Pletcher's other stable. That's way over there. Hadn't realized that Todd had opened up shop in Maidan in Dubai last year in December of 2021. But sure enough, there's his horse named Shahama. And I thought for sure this horse had to have been switched from another field, or this was a Godolphin horse or something else. And like that. You look into it, it's like, nope, it's been Todd Pletcher's horse the whole time. Out of Munnings, you see they're very pricey purchase, just like most Todd Pletcher horses are, $425,000. KHK Racing, I'm not familiar with that, but I have a feeling if we look it up, we might find someone in Saudi Arabia or something like that owns this horse. But um, did a very good job overseas, as you see there. Won 4 races, including the UAE Oaks there, and that's on Dubai World Cup Day. And the horse has won each of those horses fairly easy, and then runs into the same problem that Steve talks about, which is called the Kentucky Oaks, and that's Secret Oath that won that race, and that was a damn good race. And you can see there, this horse, it looks like there was a little bit of trouble in this race. This one had got bumped at the 5/16 pole, but did show interest. Cuts down that lead and still coming. Um, and as Steve mentioned earlier, has Flavian Pratt aboard riding, so I get Flavian Pratt and Todd Pletcher with a horse that came from the Middle East, apparently, and I will go ahead and settle for the 9 to 5 second choice at this point in time, and I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Ray.
All right, I was gonna take a shot with that horse, but I'm gonna call it audible here. I did like I was watching today some from some Belmont, and they're just showing some replays of some of these horses races, and I did see a nice run by number 5 Juju's Map. I'm gonna go Juju's Map. Originally, Shama was one would be my pick, but I'm gonna try and like they say the price is right.
Yeah, yeah,
Take
exactly.
somebody else and try and get some money. But and I did like the way Juju's Map came back in that last race. Um, it was only an optional claiming, but I think it was the start of a the upcoming season, and she won so easily. She was hard to use. It was just like that was a prep race, and she seems to be going forward here. So I'm gonna go with Juju's Map. Um, even money's at the best price, but at least I have somebody different here. And if I win, nobody else will win. That's how I'm looking at it. So
That's the spirit.
let's see how that goes. And the Mother Goose is a short field, but you know what? If I was playing a sequence, pick 4 or something, you have to be tempted to play everybody because in this race everybody has a shot, even the 3 Midnight Stroll. So it's gonna be a competitive race. I tell you, it's a short field, but it's gonna be a jockey's position race, and it's gonna be a good one. One turn around Big Sandy.
No, I completely agree with you.
Yeah,
I found
it's not as
myself.
easy as you think. Yeah,
Yeah,
the race. Yeah, it's
yeah.
yeah.
I like to point out the irony that we've got a Chad Brown Joe Rosario combination in this horse, and nobody's got that horse. That's gerrymandered.
Yeah, yeah.
Talk about
So
appropriately named considering what's going on in our country. So, all right, here we go, and we're going to move along to race number 9. They're going a mile and an eighth. It's on the inner turf. It's a claiming race. The purse is $55,000. It's on the inner turf, excuse me, for 3-year-olds and upward. And your morning line favorite is in. Make sure I've got this correct. I believe we have co-favorites. Oh, I'm sorry. So if the track happens to get washed out and we're not on the turf, then your morning line favorite is right there in post number 1. That's Dark Storm, as annotated by the MTO that you see there, morning track only. Otherwise, if this race manages to stay on the turf, then your morning line favorite is here in post number 5. Big Agenda, trained by Rob Atras and ridden by Manny Franco, is 5-2 on the Belmont Park morning line, and I'm just going to go ahead and keep right on talking because I get to go first in this race. I went with Takafumi, who is trained by Jose Cameo. I almost know nothing about the trainer in this particular case, but I do love that jockey. There's Jose Ortiz. And again, third choice, 9-2 on the morning line. If you look down, the horse has got 4 victories over 24 lifetime starts. Is 6 years old. Out of Midshipman, who was a very solid turf horse on his own. And if you look down here, the horse, the last race was on dirt, washed off the turf. Though they obviously did not want to do that because the previous race, which was an allowance race for non-winners of 1, which did have 12 horses in the race, the horse did win. Came back from off the pace, kind of stalked it, and hit the front and won just by a nose. And then came back in a starter's allowance race, did not do as well there in a horse, and again, a race that they chose to keep the horse on, even though it was washed off the turf. They had tried that once before. It did not work. So I'm thinking that this horse is a very solid turf horse, and I'm going with Takafumi, the 8 horse. And I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Ray.
All right, in this case, we will agree. Uh, for me, 8 Takafumi again. Um, dropping down 25,000. Actually, the trainer today in the eighth race won at 11:01. So I don't know who this trainer is, Jose Camilo,
Oh, okay. So
but
you don't even know.
no, I don't know. But he won
Yeah,
say
yeah.
11:01 with Irad Ortiz. So
Okay. Well, there you
uh,
go.
now he's using the other Ortiz tomorrow. So let's see if we can get a double here.
We'll stick with that.
Um, the horse looks good. I mean, he looks okay. He's been in form. He should be coming running. Be running the allowance race at Finger Lakes, and this is pretty much a, I would say, drop in class maybe. I mean, can't see why not. But going for slight layoff, a little freshened. The trainer definitely has good, stats, 26% for the year. So he looks like he places his horses well. So he won for the distance, and he is like 9 out of 10 on the turf. So his horse will be hopefully in the money. First and second is good for us. So I'll take Takafumi, Belmont. Steve.
Yeah, so I'm going with the 10 Grand Journey.
Grand jury. Where's your mind?
Sorry, that's other shit in my mind. Oh, yeah, with Javier Castellano on board, uh, horse 6-3-2 and 19 races on the turf, so it's had some success. Previously trained by Michael Maker, but yeah, had a couple nice speed figures the last couple of races. So see if
Pronounce,
see if that'll translate into a win this week.
pronounce the trainer's name.
Uh
I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
Hannermachi. Yeah.
Murtkan Cantormarchi.
Hit the
Yeah,
march,
yeah.
yeah.
Hey, he's having a good meet.
Yeah, no.
30%.
He's sitting at 30%. I'm not making fun of him. I'm just,
Yeah,
pointing out
If
that'll
how
I
good
saw
he
him
is.
at the track, I say, "Hey, MK, how are you?" That's
Yeah.
it.
right.
I call him MK. That's it. I keep it like that. And he'll tell me, "Who are you?"
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And we will go ahead and we're going to move along to the final race in our sequence. This is race number 10. They are going 6 furlongs on the Widener turf course. This is a maiden special weight event for maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, foaled in New York State and approved by the New York State Bred Registry. If Joe and Ray weren't married, these would be the kind of girls you'd be looking for. We are looking at we've got post number 4 is the favorite of the horses who are actually in the race right now. So as we're all talking here on Friday night, about 9 o'clock or 9:45 Pacific time, the horse that is trained by Mark Casse and ridden by Trevor McCarthy, Sinfully Sweet, is the 7-2 morning line favorite. For those of you who want to be technical about this, there is a horse who is on the outside looking in at this point in time. One of the alternate entries is trained by George Abreu and ridden by Jose Lexicano. That's Busy Morning, and that horse is actually 5-2 on the morning line. But again, it's going to need someone to scratch to go ahead and get into this race. Unlike Ray, who's going to get to go first, and it doesn't have to worry about being scratched.
I just wanted to mention, if you thought about the races being off the turf, I would say no shot.
All right,
It's
cool. There
it's
we go.
gonna be hazy, hot, and humid tomorrow, 88 degrees, no rain in sight. So unless the
Everybody's a
grass gets
freaking
wet.
weatherman now.
No, I'm just saying, unless the grass. I mean,
No, I'm just kidding.
I know they have these races at Carter with these MTOs, but tomorrow the MTOs will. I think they're gonna stay in the barn. um, 6 furlongs at New York State Bred, yeah. Not the greatest pick four, but it's very competitive. It's gonna be
Joe
Oh,
showed
yeah,
up.
okay.
yeah, yeah. I think it's tough.
And we have a guest.
Dun,
Joe
dun, dun.
English, hello.
Hey.
All right.
What's up, fellas? What I miss?
Okay.
Yeah, what did I miss? Well, let's let Ray fire it up here on race number 10, and we'll wrap this one up, and then we'll bring you up to date, Joe.
All right, yeah, I gotta
All
go
right.
get some tea. So go ahead, you guys do what you got to do. I'll be back in about 3 minutes.
All right.
There we go.
I went with number 3, Quick Power Nap. Hasn't raced in over almost a year from Saratoga, but did have a very good race. Um, Christopher Clement gets his horse. West Point Thoroughbreds. They've been working him out slowly for return. I guess something happened to him, but he had a good race last year, and come back now. So I'm thinking since he ran well as first time starter, he'll run well off the layoff. Adding Lasix, shows speed. Rosario's jumps aboard,
Yeah.
and I think he's gonna have a nice race in the 6 furlongs. Did race in a very good race last time. Just got beat, had the lead, so give him a shot. 4-1. Hope to get that price. Maybe the layoff was not sway people to betting him, but I like him. I give a shot. I give her a shot and see how she comes back for her 3-year-old debut. So, quick power nap for me in the finale.
Yeah, you know what? I was going with quick power nap too. Yeah. Chris Clement having it, winning at 27% right now, so that's pretty good with the Rosario and him hooking up at 19%. Yeah, I was going to take a shot with the 4-1 on quick power nap too. It wasn't because I was in the middle of a quick power nap when I was handicapping.
I doubt that very much. I think both of you are betting on a name play here. Like we
I
don't.
love those
I
power
like. I
naps.
like a quick power nap. I'm gonna bet that horse. It would almost be like me, who had a dream of being a screenwriter at one point in time, picking a horse by the name of
The writer's room.
Writer's Room, who actually is going to end up being. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a risk. I really was going to go with the 4, which is just the favorite, Sinfully Sweet, who I think really does have the best chance of winning this race. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to go ahead and take Writer's Room, who is by Linda Rice. She's not necessarily fabulous, as you see there, with what 12 winners from 125 starters who have tried the first time. And outwork is not necessarily fantastic, although 12% is nothing to sneeze at there as far as a sire is concerned. But you can see even Brisnett's got those numbers out there for everybody who reads these forms to sit there and say, hey, just be careful. Linda Rice is not known for doing this. The horse has shown some quickness in those early morning workouts. So you see there back here on June the 5th, we're seeing a 48-second one. And then right here on June 18th, again, a decent workout here, decent workout pattern. I'm not really familiar with DJ Stable, but I will open up, even though I'm in first and I'm trying to block as much as I can. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with Writer's Room here in the finale.
Let's see.
All right, Mr. English has joined
Yes,
us.
sir. Yes, sir. Sorry, it was late. It was actually got out earlier than we expected, so
No, that's okay.
Good to have you.
but it was awesome. It was fun.
Right.
It was a fun show, good show. Glad to be on with you guys. And do I just need to start at race 7 and go?
There you go. Let's go.
I'd recommend. I
Floor
think
is yours.
I think you
Sure,
might
I'm
have
ready. I mean, I think Rich went with Moped Dennis in race 7, and that's where I ended up. I ended up on the 2. They tried to get the horse on the surface in April, and he's coming off a lights out win at Finger Lakes, and Jose Ortiz gets aboard for, I believe it's Jeremiah Englehart. So give me the 2 in race 7 at 8-1. In race 8, I went with. It's funny. I see 3 other choices. No, race 8, I went with the 4, Gerrymander. Chad
Nice. There we
Brown.
go.
That the race 2 back was a real tough field considering Nest finished 3rd. Ness was the runner-up in the Belmont and the runner-up in the Kentucky Oaks, and Magic Circle ended up winning a stake after that as well. So that was a tough race, and she got off to a tough start last time out, and I think she's probably going to be in front. And usually when we talk about Joel Rosario, we talk about how good a finisher he is. I'm like, well, if you're going to give him a horse who's on the front end and he's going to be able to save something for the end, I'll take my chances against everybody else that he's going to stay out in front. So give me the 4 at 5-1 for Chad Brown. Can't believe none of you guys took Chad Brown at 5-1. What are you thinking?
We
Anyway,
commented on it.
race 9, I went just like Ray and Rich. I went with the 8 Takafumi. Had an allowance win 2 back at 9 furlongs. And the Campo barn does not start a lot of horses, but got a positive ROI for 2022, and I'll go with that man, Jose Ortiz again. And you're gonna see another theme in race 10. I went with the 11 Wine Goddess at 6-1 with that man, Jose Ortiz. If he has a big pick 4 and a big day, I have a good chance to at least win tomorrow. I don't think I can make up enough ground to catch you guys, but we'll try it. Surfaces that again, this is the surface that they wanted to debut on, and the barn has a lot of positive attributes, a lot of relevant categories for this race tomorrow. And again, like I said, I'm hoping Jose Ortiz, who did win an Eclipse once back in the day, some maybe four years ago or something.
Yeah.
So obviously he's still a pretty good rider. So give me Jose Ortiz in 3 out of the 4 legs, and give me Wine Goddess in the finale at 6-1.
There we go.
Quick enough?
Oh, that trainer won today, 11-1, Cameo, with Irad.
Oh, okay.
So his
All right.
ROI went up more.
Ev-
Yeah.
Whatever gets you through the day, bro.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
everybody, take a quick look. Make sure I got your picks down correctly.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Race 8's perfect for us because I said that this race will most likely only 5 horses. We can bet everybody. It's very tight, that one, Mother Goose.
Hopefully we'll see some of those in the Alabama. At least maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as you see, Joe joined us, so there really are 4 of us. He's the 4th handicapper on our team, and we have come to the end of our show. Does anybody have anything they'd like to share before we go ahead and conclude for this week?
Is this I just wanted to ask, Rich, this is the last week for
One more.
this round?
One
One
more.
more.
We had Churchill Downs next week. So you know what, here, Joe.
Oh, okay, that's right, to Stephen Foster, but they're not running races on turf anymore, so it's all dirt.
I'll put this up for you real quick. You can see it one
That's
more time
cool.
for the whole team. So there you go.
Oh wow, yeah, I wanted to
And,
see that too.
yeah.
Wow, Rich in front, race. Wow, you guys are fighting it out. Good for you.
Yeah. All right. Here I come. And if nobody has anything else to add to the show and things like that, I will tell you I am Rich Sharp. And for Joe English and for Steve Newsom and for Ray Torado, the show is called Tournament Horse Racing. It's brought to you by Broke Eyes Handicapping. Good luck, everybody, and good night.
Good night, all.
All right, good night.